How's it going, everybody? It's the Esteemed Gentleman Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Labrie. Joined alongside me, we have Uncle Teabag, Tyler Sunt.
Hello.
And we have all day Eric Deshane.
Hello.
How you boys doing today?
Good.
Yeah. It's not hot anymore. It's nice, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
It's weather, I love this weather like this.
Yes.
It's cool. It's sweater weather. And it's kind of chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can not worry about sweating bullets in bed.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so hot you don't want to go to bed. Yeah.
Did some adulting stuff today because it wasn't so hot out. I cut the grass.
Oh, wow.
I know, and it was just like I didn't even break a sweat. It was beautiful.
It wasn't too bad because it wasn't rained at all. It wasn't too wet.
Not today, no.
Nope.
No, yesterday it rained quite a bit, but today, no, it was good today.
Yeah.
Bogged down in a couple spots, but just push.
Right.
Just fucking go.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
We had a bit of an exciting weekend, or at least Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you guys want to go first with what you guys did Friday
I
night?
think yours was the more entertaining thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you were pretty stoked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and my dad went to go see an Edmonton Stingers game. That's the Canadian Elite Basketball League team that's in Edmonton.
Okay.
They played Fraser Valley Bandits, which is in British Columbia.
I was going to ask where Fraser Bay is. Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it was awesome. Like, we had a hell of a time. So, like, if people don't know the CEBL, it's they're on their third season, so it's still like a pretty brand new league.
Okay.
Edmonton won the championship last year. It looks like they're gonna win again this year because they went. This Friday was their last regular season game, so they finished the season with 12 wins, 1 loss. And yeah, so it's a few steps down from NBA, right? These are it's still a professional league, so you got adults playing it and that sort of thing. Usually, it's like guys who are like just out of university.
Okay.
So yeah, there are a few steps down. You got NBA, then their farm teams, the G League. You got overseas players underneath that. Maybe like probably another smaller league in the States, and then you got probably us there.
Okay.
So there are a few rungs down. But yeah, it was still fun to watch. I was actually kind of surprised because I was like, thinking how low they were underneath the NBA.
It wouldn't be as good.
It's like, there's going to be like, the max height dude's going to be like 6'6" or something like that. And there's going to be like a 5'10", 5'11" point guard or something like that.
Right.
It's like, no, man, there was like the shortest dude on the Stingers was 6'2". There was like a few guys who were 6'10", and they were freaking big, man. Like,
wow.
It took them like nothing. It was just like, and they were dunking the ball.
Wow.
So it was awesome. So like, if you guys have a chance to go watch it, I definitely recommend it. They do a really cool thing with how the game ends. So of course, normally NBA, you just play till time runs out. People who are the team that has the highest score wins, essentially. But they do something different. They have what's called the ELAM rule, which was a rule invented by a professor from a university in the States. Because the problem with NBA basketball, if you watch NBA on TV, if the game is close and it's in the last like 2 minutes or so, what ends up happening is like there's a lot of fouling to stop time and that sort of thing. So to get the losing team a chance to get into it.
Right.
So it's like the last 2 minutes can take, upwards of maybe 10 minutes to go along
right,
with
to
all
drag
the
it out as
timeouts
much.
and all that other stuff.
Right.
So it's like it kind of takes the
momentum away.
Momentum away. So this professor, he came up with this rule. So what ends up happening is when there's 4 minutes left in the game, the first whistle stoppage, so a foul or out of bounds, whatever, what they do is they get rid of the game clock entirely at that point, and they take the winning team's score, and they add 9 points to it. And that's it becomes the target score. So the first team to hit that score is the winner. So when we were watching Edmonton play, Edmonton was winning by 7. I think they had, they had 80. No, what did they have? They had 79, and Fraser Valley was down by 7, so they were 72. And so the target score became 88. So
First team to get 88 wins.
first team to win, 88 wins. So
Oh wow.
Edmonton had to score 9 points, and Fraser Valley had to score 16 points. And so that means like every
Intensity
time,
is.
Oh yeah, every time they go down, it's if they miss, it's like crap. Then they comes back. So what ended up happening was it got tied at 87-87. Fraser Valley came back all the way. And people were on their feet, like, every time the Edmonton were, like, in there and they have a chance to win, it would, like, go out and everybody's like, no! And then it goes back the other way, and then, like, everybody's like, stop him, or whatever. At one point, this guy, like, they did, like, a really nice play, the Fraser Valley guys, and this dude just, like, had a totally wide open. He went up for a dunk and just like biffed it, and it rimmed out, and everybody's just like, "Oh, thank God!" like, and then it ended up like winning on a free throw or whatever, which was kind of like
anticlimactic.
But I mean, like, I was reading some of the stats where it was like a lot of the games ends with like a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer, that sort of thing. So it's just like it makes it a lot exciting, and like of course like nobody's trying to foul at the end because it's like, no, we gotta score.
We don't have time for this.
We have the advantage. We have to make it count, right? So and especially if you're down too, that makes it really that sounds fun to watch.
Yeah. So like me and my dad, like after leaving, like we were raving about it. We're like, dude, that was like some of the funnest. Like we've been in NHL games and stuff before. It's like that's been like one of the funnest games of sports. Like we've attended just because. The atmosphere, like it was at the Expo Center where Comic-Con is held. Yeah. They took over one of the halls or whatever and put the court there. So it's like a really intimate setting too, and a lot of people were like just cheering, going crazy.
Yeah.
Young crowd too. Like there's like hardly any old people there.
Yeah, I thought it was at Seville because
college
they have a good,
kids.
stadium there, but I know it's the university guys play at the Seville Center. So they have like a proper sitting area in there and everything else, but that Expo Center makes sense too as well. So,
and it was awesome. I think the tickets weren't too bad either. They do have like a weird thing where it's like they have like tables on like the ends of the court, which I don't know why you would want to sit there because like some tables are like way far back. And like they're, if you're sitting on this side, then you're like your back's to the court.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
which is weird.
It's strange, and those are like the most expensive seats. So like maybe you get like some sort of drink tickets with that, maybe possibly. That's what my thought was, but I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, it was awesome. So I was like, we need to go see a game next season.
Yeah, that sounds awesome to watch it for sure. Yeah. Down to see something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There you go.
Geez, compared to our weekend, Tyler, was pretty little more good than what we had, I think. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I had fun though. Yeah, it was kind of cool. We had a little artsy night where you just kind of like Eric came over, brought his miniatures, his Warhammer miniatures, and painted, and Carly was painting hers, and then while I just write, I can't paint. I was like, I'm gonna work on my next book that I'm doing, and I just went ham on it.
I painted, Carly painted, and it was.
I
good. Came over at like 9, and we left at like at midnight. Pretty much. It was
midnight.
I'm like, oh my god! Like, hey, I had to be up early tomorrow morning, kind of thing. Like, hey, I better go.
Yeah.
So
had a few beers, and well, I did.
I had one. I'm like,
you had one.
Too occupied painting.
You just you guys were really focused. Had some music going, and
I was getting frustrated at the end because I fucked up with my brushes already and just started into it, and one's already not fine tipped anymore. It's can't paint with it no more. I'm like
Yeah.
So I was fixing lots of the mistakes and going over what I did already, and so that's why I was like focused on that to make sure this one looks.
But when you look at like where you started to what you're doing now,
I know,
it's fucking night
and
day
difference, man. So
all within like just a couple models, and you've already got
2 weeks,
it fucking
2 weeks of it,
figured out.
Yeah, man. It was fun though. It was good to kind of hang out and relax the whole night, and
you let me read my first 3 chapters,
and it was like you read like I wrote this all one. It's like 4 pages worth of stuff all written down in one night. I'm like, how? And like good stuff too, like not like well versed, cohesive. Like I'm envious of your skill, man. I really am.
Well, thank you.
That's your new book or your old?
My new one. His new one he's working on here. Yeah. So yeah. He's reading the first 3 chapters. I'm like, oh, this is just it's good. It's so good, but
it's much easier for me to write the kind of stuff that I feel it's just basically me venting with throwing demons and
little supernatural lines, but you see a lot of the stuff like that sounds vaguely familiar, Tyler. It's just a little on the nose, isn't it?
Little dashes of history in there, and name changes to certain characters that are based on some real people for sure.
At least you're changing names this time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Learned your lesson this time, right?
I did learn my lesson this time. Yeah. Some of them sound a little close to the real people, so it's like maybe I should fucking reiterate some of the stuff, but
give it a once over one more time to be like, maybe just a little
one
too
more.
close.
Make it like completely opposite names, but
because one name I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta change that.
Anybody who's known me in the past and is reading it be like,
yeah,
you fucking prick. I was not like that. Yes, you were. No, I'm just kidding. But that was fun though.
Yeah,
that's fun. It's nice just to sit around and just like, and like you were saying, like just that. I guess that kind of leads into the topic for today, like stuff that
we weren't into. Oh, how did I just phrase it properly?
It was just like stuff that you guys were originally thought that like was lame or
nerdy.
It's like that's not for me or something until you actually tried it. Because like bringing up like you guys don't give a crap about basketball. But like me like suggesting, he's like, hey, we should go check it out because I'm like, I remember the time where it was instead of basketball, it was wrestling.
Yeah,
we're like, let's go check out wrestling. You guys are not into wrestling.
We're not wrestling at all. No.
At all.
And then.
But when you're persuaded for 3 years living with a guy, it's like, I'll watch a little bit of it, and then it's I'll go and watch a live match, and then it's just like,
oh my god,
this is the most fun I've had at a live event in my entire life. I'm like, I cannot wait.
Freaking blast.
And it's like, and then we're like, Eric, you got to come see the next one. Carly, come watch this. And we were all just fucking loving it. It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing.
Because I was into it back in junior high, but I thought that I'll never go watch it live.
It's different watching it on TV, though.
But then you going experience the whole atmosphere in the stadium was like, oh, that was such a blast.
Yeah.
The four of us went there, and it was so much fun.
You know, and that's even like Comic-Con. When people talk about Comic-Con, I'm like, oh, man, what a bunch of nerds dressing up and going, like, whatever, man. This is... And when we went, I'm like, man, I wish there was more time. I wish I had dressed up because I feel like an outcast because we didn't dress up as anybody.
Yeah, I didn't
and like
pull anything off with it.
Seeing actual actors, you know, like Sean Astin and the guy that played Penguin in Gotham was there. Like just seeing that, like they're physically here. It's like, oh my god, like this is insane. And then the main artist for all like the zombie Marvel characters is there signing covers and stuff,
selling prints.
And like seeing like Lord of the Rings fucking antiques and stuff. Like if I had like $1 million, I'd just buy everything. It's wild. And then like Gandalf's pipe too, like Carly wanted to buy that just to smoke weed. I'd be like, I got Gandalf's pipe or whatever, a little one and a big one. I'm like, that'd be fucking amazing, but we didn't have any money. And it was such a last second thing.
It
was just like,
it's on the way to wrestling, let's go there on the way to wrestling. And it's like, okay, well, I've been there before, let's check it out. And and like, oh my god, it's so much better when you're not by yourself, because usually I go alone. And it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. You see the things once, but you don't really, get to socialize with anybody about it. And going with you guys, like, this is way better.
We walk around, we look at stuff, and then you talk about like, oh, this is from whatever, and it's like because we may not have seen it or know of it, and it's just like, oh, check this out. It's like, oh, that's cool, And then like the Star-Lord's jacket. It's like, oh, you want to try it on? I'm like, I have no money.
I'll wreck it. I can't afford it.
Exactly. Trying to lure me.
Yeah.
Buying this shit, even though it's
you did end up putting it on though, right?
I did.
You did. Oh,
it felt
it
nice.
looked good.
And it looked good. I'm a leather jacket connoisseur myself. Yeah, it'd be nice to get an actual, somewhat leathery one, not pleather,
right?
But or like one that looks at least more leathery. Like the Star-Lord's jacket was pretty cool. But yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to this year's for sure because it's
it's gonna be fun. Save up some money so you can buy some cool stuff while you're there. Yeah. See Michael Rooker, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd be intimidated to talk to him because he's got a very strong personality, I think.
You think so, but
but he's probably pretty cool.
He's like really a cool, down-to-earth kind of guy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think he is.
Sure, it'd be awesome,
Yeah.
So.
Going to see that. Hopefully we get to see some wrestling again.
See?
Yeah.
Don't know, but...
Doubt this year, unless we wanted to go to an indie show, but...
Yeah.
Well, which would be interesting to see too.
Like go to a little town hall, sitting on little plastic chairs, and 200 people in there. Yeah, I mean it's
like the one that you were supposed to be at.
Oh,
in Oak Point.
Damn it,
that fell through. That would have been awesome.
Damn cool.
One day, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back.
Cool. Hopefully.
That'd be nice. But so what were some other things that you guys were first apprehensive about, and then till you tried it, and then you're like, actually, this is pretty good.
Well, not gonna lie, Warhammer.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's our new thing now. Yeah, for sure.
Because last job I was working at, an old classmate of mine, he worked there for, well, pretty short period of time, but he was there and he was telling me about his Warhammer stuff that he was painting. He's like, check out my models, and I got this book, and I'm like, oh my god, like, this is so lame. Like, what a nerd, man. Like, this is
Too much.
too much stuff. And he's like
Yeah.
explaining it to me, and he's like super passionate because he had Space Wolves is what
Oh,
he was
yeah.
collecting. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Space,
You know, like super soldiers that, you know, have fangs and stuff, and they're like wolf people on a ice planet, and okay, cool, whatever, right? And then he ended up letting me borrow a book, Hell's Reach, and I kind of perused it a little bit, and I was like, this is really interesting. And I'm like, this reminds me of a game I played. And I'm like, oh, that's that Space Marine game that I got for a gift, and I played, and I had a lot of fun with it, where you play as an Ultramarine fighting against the orcs. And I'm like, wait, this is tied to other stuff too. Like, there's games on it, but that's old. And then I started looking into it more, and I'm just like, holy man, there's so much to it. I'm like, I'm just gonna start from the beginning, and then and then Vermintide, I'm like, oh, this is tied into all that too somehow. Like,
it's all Warhammer still.
It's all
different,
Warhammer
different
stuff.
way, but sort of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm like, wow.
I know, yeah,
Shit.
the same thing for me too. I remember my first year of university, and my first friend I made was Anton, and he was big into Warhammer at the time. And you try to get me into it. We go to the game workshop and store on Kingsway, and like I just could not like get into it at all. It's like, this is like, models look cool, but like the story, these people, the things, how to play, I'm like, this is just no. It's
The amount of rules.
No, I was at the time I was a lot more bigger into volleyball and sports stuff like that. So tabletop games didn't appeal to me now. They do now. So yeah, just a younger mindset, I guess. And now it's like, oh yeah, this is. I wish now I'm like, I wish I was kind of more into it then, because that's when I was like, yeah, a lot more. It was cool to see and had access to it right there, and could have models and but whatever.
If only,
Yeah.
had known how cool it actually was. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I give you guys a lot of flack about
You do,
Warhammer.
but that's all right.
No, that's okay though.
But I'm sure it's the same thing. If I sat down and actually played it, I probably would enjoy it. But
And
that's the thing I'm trying not to do, because it's way too fucking expensive to
Yes,
get into that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
And
It's
as,
insane.
as somebody who in high school bought thousands of Magic the Gathering cards to only just sell them later because he had nobody else to play them with, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that with you guys. So I'll just sit back here and keep calling you nerds for playing it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But just know, I would be probably sucked in if I played.
That's one more thing too I want to say on my list, as well as Magic the Gathering as well. For me, playing it with the cards, I couldn't get into it. It seemed too much too much busy work to kind of enjoy for a card game. But then when the app came out for the computers, where it does it all, turns everything for you automatically and shuffles and draws, it's a lot more of a faster game. Now I'm starting to enjoy it more again, for sure. That's for me. That was one thing that I couldn't get into. Just seemed cool, but just to constantly turn your land and have the right card set up for that, I couldn't tap the right things. I couldn't get into it. But now, oh yeah, I love it now. So now it's all automatic. It's easier. Yeah.
But nothing takes the joy of opening up a booster pack and pulling a mythic rare out of there. Oh.
Yeah.
So doing some unboxing videos and some pack opening videos, Scott.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe we all three of us, you guys can teach me how to play it. We can all just fucking.
I'd actually be fine.
Actually,
I play MTG Arena, which is
the arena. That's what it's
I'd
called,
be interested in
It's
trying that,
free to
'cause-
download. That's why I got into it again. It's like, oh, that's actually pretty good. So
Because I liked Gwen, like we talked about before. Seems
That's-
like it's kind of the same idea, rough, sort of,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit.
we pick your favorite color and probably your favorite play style and go from that. And so
Yeah.
what deck do you usually play?
I had a few different ones. I had a bunch of different decks. I had multicolored, black, green. Kind of stayed away from red and white for the most part.
Same, yeah. I dabbled in blue, but I usually play a green deck just to kind of have the beefy monsters out in the field.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Each color has kind of their own thing. Blue is very spell heavy, that sort of thing. Counters.
Red's all about the fast movers and quick attacks.
Quick
and
attacks,
on the
doing
field,
direct damage to players. Green is
that's the thing with that. That
Tanky.
tanky and like mana producing. White
They're
is
more late game, yeah. White's all about summoning other other heroes to spawn out.
Okay, because the white deck that I played, one of my friends from work's son, he was teaching me how to play it, and I'm like, oh, this guy's like, well, you got a butcher and you got zombies, and you got this guy like necromancers, you got whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Then you can like summon other cards and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. White and black decks kind of focus on that to get more guys in the field. Yeah, so you find what color matches your style, and as you go from that. Yeah,
and then in between colors, there's also like creature types and that sort of thing. And like for instance, one of my first decks that I bought just from the dollar store or whatever, which ended up being a pretty good deck. I had no idea. I was like, yeah, that one, I guess. It was a green fungus deck.
Oh.
So essentially, like, all the things were called funguses, and at the beginning of each turn, you'd put like a little counter on each one, and then once they had 4 counters on them, you can remove them, and then put in like a 1/1 little token into play. So essentially, it's like these funguses keep growing and growing, and you can put more powerful funguses in that, like instead of 4 counters, it's only 3 counters now, and then like at the beginning of each turn, add an extra counter on, and then it's like, so then it just keeps growing faster, and then you just eventually just overwhelm your opponent and beat them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's
that's cool.
That's the one thing.
That's cool.
I couldn't get into it because it was
you can specialize. It sounds like
you can find what you can find a different style and specialize in that. Yeah. So it's lots of options. It's been around for 30 years now. So so there's so many different styles of way to play it. So yeah.
Did you guys hear about not to change subjects or anything like that, but Avatar is making a tabletop game now.
Oh really?
It's kind of the same idea.
Airbender?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of the same idea because you're going to have Fire Nation, Air, whatever. Sweet. Then you can pick which you want to be. You can be a master of anything. It doesn't have to be bending. It can be of swords, of whatever, right? Like there's just like a small teaser. I'm like, oh my God.
That'd be dope, yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's Games Workshop is going to be
cool. So we know
taking care of the tabletop thing. I'm like, oh God, overcharged.
Decent quality, but super expensive.
Super expensive. Great.
So is it gonna be miniatures or is it like a card?
Miniatures, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw that there's like, and then it's like, and then at the end I'm like, oh, it's got codexes. I'm like, it's just like Warhammer.
It's Warhammer. I'm like, then I'm like,
no.
Yeah. Also, I'm like, oh, like Patrick. I mean, cool. And
but if we got into it now while it's early, we can learn as they expand. But then it's like, then we're spending more money.
Yeah.
More money.
Can I go like onto Banggood or Wish.com or something? Just get like cheap knockoff miniatures.
You could probably just get 3D print sketches and 3D print them.
Yep.
But then you can never take them to a tournament.
Nope.
Because
if you don't, like, I don't plan to ever go on a tournament. Like that's
exactly.
I don't want to be around more sweaty nerds.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Chris.
Us 3's enough.
And ball save 3-ups. No hit. I'm like, shut up, nerd. What the fuck you talking? What? Flip his board and wreck all his thousands of dollars worth of miniatures.
Oh, God.
You worship Slanesh? I'll give you a Slanesh whipper. I'll give it to you. You fucking weirdo.
You're calling it weird.
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Anything else for you, Scott?
I mean, for me, I mean, I remember back in elementary school, our mom signed us up to do curling, like that sort of thing, and I don't know, literally every week it was like, I do not want to go to freaking curling practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Curling sucks. I hate it.
I agree.
And then, but like once you got there, like I had a couple of friends who were in it, so it's like once you got there and once you got going, it's like you'd have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was like every week it was like fuck curling.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do it anymore. So I ended up doing it for 2 years, but then
that's like when we played slow pitch. So, we should play slow pitch. We grew up with it. Parents played it a lot.
Yeah.
Started playing when I was in like grade 10, and it was every week. It's like Friday, Saturday, sometimes during the week. And then we got into like, men's league tournaments once I was out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had our own team. And then Boscombe was fundraising us, but we had to work bingos for them to fundraise for them. And I hate working bingos. There is nothing I despise more than working bingos. And it was so much time. And I'm just like, holy man. Then I just started going there just to fucking have beers and drink and swing around. Then people start taking it too seriously, and I'm just
Yeah.
why do you keep asking me to play? I don't know why I keep saying yes, and I'm like, one year I'm like, no, I'm not playing this year, and then that was it. Team stopped playing. That was it. All it took was just one person just to, and then it just disbanded.
You were the glue guy.
I guess,
Yeah.
it's like, have some beer. Well, I mean, the ball tournaments were pretty fun. Like, we go to Edson Ball Tournament because that was the same weekend as Big Valley.
Yep.
So we'd go there, and it was a big tournament, and like live bands and lots of partying and stuff. I just went there for the partying, honestly. And then we ended up winning in our division and won money. We were like, well, how'd this happen? That's the year actually somebody passed away while playing, actually. Had a heart attack running home.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was like a whole moment of silence and everything. It was wild, man. But the guy, I guess he was just out in the sun drinking too much. Older fella, and that was it. And everybody was just like, holy shit. But there's thousands of people that are there, like, going to play. Like 100 teams, I think, something like that, or close to. It's insane. Like, there's the ball diamonds. Like, as soon as you get there, you just, as far as you can see, all the way up the hill, it's just all ball diamonds. It's wild. But yeah, I just went for the partying. And that was it.
Yeah, you told some stories.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
there's some stories. I even made a mini documentary, which I don't know where it is anymore. Hopefully, it's not in the wrong hands. But yeah, good old home run tournament. That's when all the streakers come out. It's a good time.
Right.
That's a good time.
I was trying to think. There's another thing that I was kind of thought was lame, but now it's slipped my mind. That's how she goes
Yeah,
on this podcast.
that's
One more
right.
I got is golf.
Golf?
Watching and playing golf.
Mm.
We played a little bit in high school, and yeah, it was alright, but never really got into it too much. And then now I can sit and watch a whole day's worth of golf, no problem, and enjoy it. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, before it was never like that. No, now it's, I can watch the Masters or was it on the PGA and just be engaged and keep track. And,
I think of all the sports that you could ever potentially
I
watch,
know.
every single one. Golf is the worst one. I think I could ever watch.
I thought so too, but now it's like, no, I can watch it. I can just be engaged the whole time watching the players go. Yeah.
We used to go visit my grandparents, not my dad's parents, like the PV and whatever, like my mom's parents. And we get there and the Masters would be on. I swear to God, every time we went to visit, the Masters were on. And that's all they'd watch all weekend was this. And there was like nothing else to do. And they had a big screen and they would just watch golf. I'm like, oh, this is the worst weekend ever. We drove 9.5 hours to come and fucking watch golf. Like, thank God Nana had like a Super Nintendo and Game Boys and whatever else. So that was cool, but you don't want to watch
all
golf?
she had was PGA Tour.
Right?
So,
The Papa, he had like a top of the line computer, and he used to play golf on there all the time, so you could actually play the game golf, the Arnold Palmer edition. You got to like click and then get the right speed and the right curve and watch the wind, and it was like really intricate. It was
My
like,
dad
holy
had,
man.
for computer, it was like a weird like club that had like a sensor, like must have been like a really early like accelerometer or something on it, and you'd like actually swing the club to
Oh wow.
play,
Okay.
and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, golf. I've never. My dad and my grandpa, like my dad and his parents, like they're really into. My grandmother wasn't into the golfing, but she just liked being out on the golf course and carrying the clubs for my grandpa because she liked the exercise.
Oh yeah,
While she smoked her Benson and Hedges the whole time. She just, fresh air. This is great, PV. Oh, I just love being out here, PV. Oh, I'm like, freaking 12-inch long cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
12 inch.
Those, I don't know. I think it was Benson Hedges. I don't know what they were, but they were always like way longer than everyone else's cigarettes
long as
all the
skinny-
time.
skinny too as well?
Premiums, like just yeah.
Maybe they just like. I mean, I think they are like longer than a regular cigarette.
They are.
But
The filter, I think,
maybe
might
they
be.
just seemed like super huge too because you were a little kid or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandpa used to smoke like more than she did, and he'd just have. Well, he would actually smoke like really fast. He'd just be like Hades when he's pissed off in Hercules, and he's like got the cigars, like, and it's gone, and he's lighting up the next one already. Like,
Jesus.
yeah, that was wild. But yeah, and grandpa used to take it. Like, it was okay. We used to go to Man Lake Golf Course. It was like a little privately owned golf course, and it wasn't like. It was still a decent golf course, but it wasn't like the ones in town here. And, you know, you got like 12 employees upkeeping it and restaurant stuff. It was just kind of like a smaller one. And we used to go there and like for my brother's stag, we all went golfing and drank, and that was pretty fun because there's just a bunch of everybody just going golfing and whatever, and having little competitions. You'd play Texas golf, whatever it's called. Whoever hits the farthest, we go buy their ball. Texas Scramble. Yeah. There we go. That's right. And yeah. And the problem my dad had with me not liking it was that I was good at it, and it just drove him up the wall. That's like with volleyball and basketball, because I played 6 years of basketball. I played 6 years of volleyball, not because I wanted to, but because I was the tallest kid in the fucking school, and I had to. It's like, it's like John McClane complaining about being the hero. He's like, I don't want to be, but somebody has to do it.
Right.
You know, may as well be me. I'll be that hero.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Michael Scott. Am I a hero? Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm trying to think. That's not really me getting into something, but just talking about how you're like able to watch golf.
Yeah. I don't know. I picked it up last few years here. Yeah.
Maybe if like the three of us and took Carly and we all went golfing, that would be fun.
That'd be fun. Oh, that'd be fun. Oh yeah.
Because I would just get wasted by the second hole.
Second
Rear girl.
Jesus.
Where's the cart girl?
Drive the cart off the trail into the fucking.
Every time you hit the ball, you just chug a whole drink or something. Like.
Oh, duffed it. Take a drink.
Shotgun it.
See, when I go golfing, it's like I have to play with people who aren't going to take it seriously.
Oh yeah, same.
Because it's like my ball, like it's impossible for me to not like lose a ball on a hole for sure. So it's like, and it's like I'm not gonna find it. I think it went out right here.
Yeah.
And then it's like no, like you gotta go find it. It's like no.
Oh, that was the worst. I think that's what ruined it for me. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's what ruined it for me. It's like, go find your ball. It's like, dude, there's balls everywhere. Like, if I go down to like hole 7 where the slough is, I can just walk in there and there's like 30 balls just sitting there. I can just grab one of those and play. Nope. You gotta find your ball and whatever and blah blah blah. Otherwise, it's a bogey. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take the bogey. Well, you can't play like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I know. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Like, I'm not having fun. Why are you dragging me out here?
I'm terrible. Like as soon as I hit the ball, like it's gone. Like I can't track it at all. Like it's like
Oh, you lose it right away? Oh,
right
really?
away. It's like, man, I'm pretty sure I went in that direction. I'll go over there. It's like, there it is.
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, I'm pretty sure I heard it hit a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go in that direction. Go to the line of the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can't see right away.
And that's what I loved. Like, I didn't mind golfing when I was golfing with my grandpa and my grandma, because my grandma would have the bag. She'd be standing there on the horizon just watching, and she'd just watch where our balls went. Yep, went that way, and she'd know exactly where it was, and she'd go and get it for us if we couldn't find it. So it's nice having a spotter with you.
Yeah.
Nice caddy. Yeah. She was good. It was awesome. See, then it was okay.
Yeah.
Then it was okay. It just, like you said, it depends on
Go
who you
with
play
friends though, and it's not taking it seriously. That's how I play too. Because when you get with a group of crowds who take it so seriously, it's like it's not fun no more. It's like, I lost the ball. Oh well, whatever. Like I was over here, drop a new one.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. You're not.
No,
I'm not gonna win.
It's
So it doesn't
in
matter.
there.
Guys.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna be last place. Let me just
Just let me
place the ball here.
Yeah. I'll keep track of my score. Am I gonna get close to par? Probably not, but I don't care.
Hey, just be happy I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me go through the motions.
I'm gonna hit 7 on the hole. It's all right, guys.
Yeah.
It's fine. Let's just move on. Move the fuck on. Leave me alone. Yeah.
Well, we're at time.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Half hour went by fast. Yeah.
There you go. Let's make a part 2.
Maybe. I feel like we barely talked about the topic, but
More
Right?
ripping
Oh,
on golf.
Things that we used to like, but we realized was stupid. That we could do. Flip it around. I feel like that's what we did mostly this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
so there you go. Go check out Edmonton Stingers game next season.
We might
Or
have
if
to.
you want.
Are they done now, or are they still playing?
They do have the championship weekend, which is coming up, not next weekend, but the weekend after.
Okay, so that's say when they play next, but
Yeah.
they're almost done here then. Yeah.
How much were tickets, if you don't mind me asking?
For where we were sitting, I think we were not like on the section. We were like on the section up. It was, I think like I want to say like $35 per ticket.
Okay.
It's not bad. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. Okay, I do want to tell this one story because
Let's hear it.
so, my dad,
dad.
he got the tickets. So what he did was he bought me an aisle seat and then a seat in between us, and then a seat for him. So that way we're not like squished together or whatever.
Right.
I'm a big guy.
Right.
And but he called into whoever sold the tickets. He didn't go on Ticketmaster to buy them. I think he called in to do it.
Okay.
And so I don't know if it was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't his error. I'm not gonna blame my dad on this. I'm gonna take a dump on the guy who's selling the tickets. So he didn't sell him 3 tickets. He only sold the 2 tickets, which was the aisle seat and the one there. So we got there like really early. We got like there like an hour early. So we're sitting there, we're watching him warm up, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, you know, we're sitting there, we're chatting, that sort of thing. And it gets to like, I don't know, like 8-10 minutes before tip off, and this like older dude comes by. He's like, seat 2, and we're like, my dad just looks at him. He's like, so this old dude sits right next between me and my dad, and we're just like, fuck, this sucks. So immediately I'm like, well, this was gonna be fun, and now it's gonna be shitty. And then thankfully after O Canada, he moved to the seat that was next to my dad because it was free or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So then it was
then it was good.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not bad then. I was gonna say you should have asked him if you would mind switching or something.
Yeah, but it was an awkward thing because I was like, I kind of want to like take a selfie and like, because I want to take a picture of this awkward moment, right now, but I couldn't do it without him noticing.
Yeah,
so that would have been funny.
Yeah, but there you go.
Cool.
There you go.
Check out Edmonton. Oh, I also want to say one more thing.
Okay.
They have this weird thing. They have this weird promotion in the game. If another player on the other team gets ejected for fouls, everybody gets a Popeyes coupon for a free chicken and a biscuit.
Wow, that's a random thing. All right. Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
I ended up getting like four coupons because a lady came out and passed one to me and my dad, and then another lady at the door handed another one to me and my dad, and they don't have any expiry dates or anything on them. So I think
nice.
So I think they're still good for a long time. So yeah.
Sweet.
There you go.
Chicken it is.
That is my spiel, and that is the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast service, give us a good old positive rating and subscribe to the feed. Then head over to our Facebook page, like the page, and subscribe, or well, not subscribe. Ask us a question. You can subscribe to anything on Facebook. And yeah, we'll be back here Wednesday. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
See yous.